Fire Thief Fairies, it's Snowflake, and in this episode of Pixie Hollow Evolution, I'll be explaining how Pixie Hollow shops change throughout the years, and I'll be explaining what shops are like nowadays. So let's get started. Pixie Hollow shops first opened on October 22nd, 2008 after the beta period ended. The 6 original shops are Brooke's Basics, Bella's Baubles, Harmony's Home Collection, Treetop Housewares, Daisy's Dyes, and Prism's Paints. Brooke's and Bella's are both clothing stores. Brooke's sold mostly simple outfits in the classic style, and the event outfits usually relate to the event or season. But she sold a more trendy style made by a designer fairy once. Bella sold accessories, but there were a few collections with outfits. Harmony's and Treetop Housewares are both decoration shops. Trinket Shop, however, seemed to focus more on special event or seasonal themed items. Harmony sold these types of things too, but it was more of a go-to store. Daisy's and Prism's were both dye shops where players could buy dyes for tailoring. Both stores sold different colors, and each color palette sort of matched the meadows of their shops. Back then, when a player enters a shop, a large version of the shopkeeper greets them, and then they're taken to the item selection, but they couldn't fly in the shop. On October 30th, Summit Style was added. It would sell the most expensive and the trendy new fashions. Gale's Outfitters and Ember's Essentials were added in February 2009. Gale's was a clothing shop that had a favorite set which had clothing that would always be sold, and it also sold wintry fashions. Ember's was a decoration shop, but it didn't update as much as the other ones, and it mostly sold simpler decorations. 3 new shops were added in March 2009. Collett's Colors was a dye shop that sold wintry hues. Phoebe's Party Favors sold party decorations and games, and Shelley Shears was a hair salon. At first, it only had hair options that were in the fairy creation, but eventually added hairstyles and colors that weren't in the creation. This update also introduced flying in shops, with the shopkeeper being the size of the fairy rather than a large one, and players could chat with the shopkeepers like they could chat with famous fairies in quests. And in June 2009, seasonal fashions were introduced. Each season, there would be a different classic top, bottom, belt, headpiece, shoes, and accessory set that would come in seasonal colors. The tops, bottoms, belts, and headpieces were sold in Gale's and Brooke's, while the shoes and accessories are sold in Bella's. Summer would be the only season when Brooke would sell these seasonal fashions. After that, it would be Gale who would primarily sell them. Bella also got a collection of favorites that would always be sold, and she got them around this time. Sunny Shades was added to Neverfruit Grove in July 2009, and it sold summer color dyes. When the fairy creation changed in September, the clothing shops received an update. Summit Style would sell the trendy new outfits. Gale would sell the seasonal outfits along with her favorite set. Bella would exclusively sell accessories, so no clothes. And Brooke would sell talent-colored clothing. Brooke sold 3 outfits in the color of the player's talent. The Talent Basics collection would even be available for non-members to buy. Eventually, a 4th talent-colored outfit would be added, and that would be in 2011. But overall, Brooke's didn't really update that much, and it wasn't really meant to update. In October 2009, Cassie's costume shop was added along with the Fairy Tale Theater. Cassie would sell costumes for whatever play is going on, and if there isn't an actual play, she'd sell event outfits. Some of those outfits Cassie sold would be required to earn the event badge. Bella retired her favorites collection in November, and in December, Ember started selling seasonal decorations, which are similar to the seasonal clothes. In February 2010, Beck's Animal Nursery was added. I find the shop to be interesting because it was the first shop to be run by a book character. She was also the only shopkeeper to visit as a famous fairy, well, as of now at least, and the shop has a unique soundtrack. In the spring of 2010, Daisy and Prism started selling seasonal dyes. The seasonal colors would continue to be sold, but starting in the summer, they'd only be sold by the shopkeeper of the respective season. But for spring 2010, when they started, it was both Daisy and Prism that sold the seasonal dyes, if that makes sense. In April 2010, when the Sparrowmen came out, 2 new shops were added. Cole's Clothiers was the summit style for Sparrowmen, and Gavin's Gear was the Bella's Baubles. Brooks and Cassie sold Sparrowmen outfits as well as fairy clothes, but the play costumes were more limited for Sparrowmen, like they couldn't play as many characters. The dye shops received an update for the better in June. Each shop would specialize in certain colors. Daisy would specialize in pink, red, and orange, Sunny in yellow and green, Prism in blue and purple, and Colette in neutral shades. The dye shops also add the ability to dye outfits. Each shopkeeper would charge a different ingredient for outfit dyeing. In September, all shops got the ingredient trading feature where players could trade one of their ingredients for another one. Neville's New Homes was added in November. Players could change their home in that shop, and that included upgrading to a larger one. He also sold platforms, stairs, dividers, and eventually large home decorations. Similar to Shelley's, he periodically added more to the items that already existed, and there weren't really many items being retired. Also, by that time, chatting with the shopkeepers was unfortunately removed. A new feature was added to the clothing stores in December, and it was a shop catalog. This allowed players to buy complete outfit sets easily. 2011 was a quiet year for shops, but in June, the ability to dye decorations as well as clothing was introduced. And in November, along with the Fairy Coliseum, Zephyr's Zoom Room was added. It sold racing outfits for fairies and sparrowmen. This was a shop that was meant to never update. January 2012 was a big month for shops. A new currency called Pixie Diamonds was added. All fairies would start with a small handful, but members would receive a monthly allowance depending on what subscription they purchased. Additional diamonds would cost real money, and they could be purchased at all the shops. Diamonds would allow all fairies, even non-members, to go shopping and dye items. They'd work in every store. This update also introduced the Pixie Post Office, a shop that would only accept diamonds. It was a clothing shop where players could buy new and trendy outfits and accessories, and that they can give to a friend in addition for buying it for themselves. They could also send postcards in that shop. Summit Style continued to sell trendy outfits, but I consider the Summit Style to have the more natural clothes, and it was more likely to resell. Another shop update came in February. Instead of Gale and Ember selling their seasonal collections, they instead sold a few featured outfits or featured decoration sets every few months or so. These sets were all inspired by the creativity of the community, and many of the items in those sets, particularly at Gale's, were re-releases. But Ember sold a few new decorations, so basically what those two shops did was they sold themed sets. April 2012 had a huge shop update. Brooks Basics changed to the Garden Supply shop. The exterior only got a flower edition, but the interior and Brooks' outfit changed. The garden store was a diamond-only shop that sold seeds. The Queen's Boutique was also added to Cavendish. It was run by Erica, and it worked very differently than other clothing shops. It would sell formal gowns that could not be dyed. In a purchase, the entire gown has to be purchased as opposed to just a top or just a bottom. It has to be the entire gown, and there's only a limited quantity of each. The gowns cost diamonds and they were really expensive. The music in the boutique was another unique song. Gavin's Gear was also removed in this update. Cole would sell Spearman accessories as well as Spearman clothes. Neville's received an update in May. Instead of being like Shelley's with all this new stuff being added periodically, it would have a section for home basics, which are platforms, stairs, and dividers that would always be sold, similar to the favorite set. And the other items, like special platforms and stuff, would rotate in and out like most shops. Neville no longer sold home decorations other than the platforms, stairs, and stuff. There was another huge shop update in September. Sunny's, Prism's, and Colette's shops were removed, and the interior of Daisy's got remodeled, as well as Daisy's outfit. Daisy would sell all the dye colors rather than the dyes being split into 4 shops, and Harmony's home collection changed to Harmony's Sweet Shop. Both the interior and exterior were heavily remodeled, and Harmony even got a new outfit. The shop's music even changed, with it sharing its theme with the boutique. Harmony would sell sweets for diamonds. Most of the sweets there were from Dulcie's, but she periodically sold exclusive silly sweets for special events. The sister celebration took place in November 2012, and it came with a temporary Frost Forest and Spike sweet shop. This would sell wing color changing silly sweets for diamonds. The shop stayed until 2013 before retiring along with the Frost Forest. Prism opened a Pixie spot in March 2013. It was on the second level of Shelley's. This shop would allow players to change their appearance if they desired, and it was the first shop in 2012 and 2013 that accepted ingredients. Prism also got a new outfit. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Bella Rose got an outfit change. I don't have it here, but she got an outfit change that wasn't so obvious. And what many do not know is that Phoebe's belly top was replaced with a top that wasn't as revealing. During Pixie Hollow's last month, all the shops sold a variety of items from Pixie Hollow's past for sale. Summit Style sold modern looks, theme looks, and princess dresses. Gale sold famous fairy outfits, slightly older floral looks, animal costumes, and casual clothing. Cassie sold costumes from the past plays, and Spring sold items she sold throughout the years. Cole sold most of the Spearman fashion. As for decorations, Neville sold garden decorations in addition to platforms, stairs, and dividers. Trinket sold seating, tables, wall decor, rugs, and lamps, while Ember sold the other decorations. Spike sold special event suites and the toy exclusive ones. The other shops simply sold items that they sold throughout the years. Before we end this long video, I'd like to talk about what the shops are like on the remakes. Fairy ABC 1.0 has Summit Style, Gil's Outfitters in the Treetop Housewares building, the boutique, Daisy's Dyes, Shelley Shears, Harmonies, and a new shop. Summit Style would sell more natural and classic items than Gale. The Queen's Boutique would sell outfit sets. A new shop was added to the Fairy Circle location in summer 2017, and it's run by Jessica. This would sell modern clothes like 2013 clothing, as well as outfits that weren't in the OG Hollow. Players could dye their outfits at Daisy's Dyes, and Shelley Shears doubles as the spa. In winter 2017, Harmony Sweet Shop was added in the Gale's Outfitters building, though the amazing Sweet Shop interior remained, and it was a silly Sweet Shop. Shops currently work very differently in Fairy ABC, as items could be bought for free, but the wardrobe isn't that great right now in 1.0. 2.0 currently has a different shop situation. The only clothing shop right now is Summit Style, and the Treetop Housewares building is actually Treetop Housewares, where the decorations are sold. Daisy's Dyes and the salon remain in 2.0, only the salon has makeup options now. Colette's Colors reopened, and it's the furniture dye shop. And 2.0 also has Neville's New Homes, where players could upgrade their house just like in the original game. The We the Pixies remake currently has just one shop, and that's Brooks Basics. It currently sells tops from the classic era, and the shop system is more like the original game, where players need to spend ingredients on items. Viewer, done here. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any ideas for Pixie Hollow Evolutions that I'll make in the future, please let me know in the comments, or any way you can let me know. So yeah, thanks for making it through this video, and fly with you later.